Hey everyone, it's your favorite host, Marcus Norman of the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And today we have a unique guest coming to the Gentleman Style Podcast stage, Mr. Ryan Thaler. He's the Vice President of Loan Origination and Process at CambridgeHomeLoan.com. And he's killing the absolute game. This man is only 22 and he looks incredible. He's ripped, jacked. Couldn't find a tighter shirt. This man is absolutely killing the game, and he's helping people. He's helping families. He's helping homeowners get into their first-time homes. He's helping real estate investors purchase their first, second, third, and deals galore. And he's helping change the game, even in this economy, even in this real estate game. He's absolutely incredible, and he is here today to help pull back the onion, peel some layers back, and help us do better and figure out how we can figure out and level up our real estate game and knowledge. So without further ado, I can't hold this man back any further. He's absolutely incredible. Help me welcome to the stage, the incredible Mr. Ryan Thaler.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. It is no easy task. Again, man got a million things to do, rocking it, killing it. And again, I told you, he is an absolute my hero today because he's inspiring me. He's inspiring a lot of young people to get in the real estate game. It's not too late. Mr. Thaler, sir, I want to start off with a softball question. You could be doing anything. Why push yourself? Why push yourself in the home loan game? Why invest your time, your energy, your resources, and your talents and gifts in the real estate game and helping real estate investors and first-time home buyers get into their first home or real estate investment?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely an exciting industry, and it's truly an honor, and it's a privilege to be able to walk somebody through that process, whether it be their first investment, their first home. It's a major purchase, it's a major asset, and when I first started in the industry, I started on the processing side, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I was on a completely different path, headed towards a different career, and real estate as a whole is just an amazing industry, and that's why I fell in love with it.
Absolutely. Was any of your family members, mom, dad, real estate investors? What was the push there?
Yes. So my father was in the finance real estate side, and that's who I actually first started working for. I was processing a lot of his deals, and that's when I was actually doing that when I was in college, and that was my first start.
So that was the first job, I take it?
Not my first. My first career job, I'd say yes. I've had plenty of jobs before that, but towards a career, yes.
Absolutely. So you were crunching the numbers for dad, and doing and assisting with the loan originations and the numbers. Are you the numbers person?
Yes, math has always been my strong suit. It's always been my top subject. It's something that came to me very easily. So yes.
Absolutely. Digging into the numbers. The numbers is going to so speaking of which, why is numbers so important? Why is it what you do so significant when purchasing real estate, whether it be for first-time home buyers or a real estate investment? What should we, right, the person out there watching you now, pay attention to the numbers?
Yeah, so when it comes to the numbers, it's in a lot of aspects is ratios. It's all your debt to income ratio on a primary residence. On a rental property, it's a DSCR ratio. Debt service coverage ratio. And then in terms of fix and flips, return on investment, it's all numbers, ratios, being sure that you could profit on investments, you could afford on the residential side. And it comes down to the nitty gritty cents, dollars, and ultimately the percentages.
Absolutely. Do you think today, with your expertise and what you're seeing and what you have seen in the past moving forward, do you think it's still a good real estate market to buy? Grant Cardone famously says, we will become Europe, right? We will become a renter nation. Why is it still today, in your opinion, a good idea to buy real estate?
Absolutely. I think it's always a good idea to buy real estate. The market's always moving. Historically speaking, interest rates is always a major concern. We are at a historical record lower than usual. There's been times where it's been in the teens, even high teens, that we're not seeing now. Owning a home is the best way to not only expand your net worth, but also build the equity in your home, and it's an investment. It truly is a long-term investment. A renter nation, I don't believe, is something that we should be aiming for. I think we should empower homeowners. We should empower real estate investing, and ultimately, you're building up equity in your home is the biggest investment, because you could use that for so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you say ratio, I want to piggyback here. I want to go back a little bit here. You said ratios. What's a good ratio, a debt to income ratio to have that people should have or work towards as a goal when going for their loan and applying for either the investment side or the residential side? What is a good number? Is it 20% debt to income ratio? Is it 30%, 40%? What's a good number for people to shoot for?
Ultimately, it's said to be 43% and lower. Obviously, that's not always the case.
Right.
There's a lot of scenarios where debt's shown to be higher, and there's a lot of cases where your income isn't truly on paper what it's said to be, especially as a self-employed individual. You may take deductions that aren't showing your full income. So it's the ratio, generally speaking, is aiming to be 43% or lower. In cases, we can go up to 50%, even 55%. And there's also programs where it doesn't even look at debt to income ratios. And this is strictly on the investment side. On the residential side. On the investment side, it's more DSCR, the debt service coverage ratio.
Yep, absolutely. And you touched on it. You brought it up, so I want to ask. You touched on it. So self-employed, a lot of the movement is here. A lot of gig economy, a lot of gig workers, right? People working Uber, DoorDash, Lyft, Fiverr, all that stuff. So is it the same if I'm a gig worker, and how do I manage that? Or what should I have? Should I put myself on a salary when I'm self-employed, or can I still work the numbers and show proof that, hey, I'm making good money? I'm a contractor, I'm an electrician, I'm a plumber, but I'm self-employed. I work for myself. I find my own leads, I find my own clientele, and do my own work. Any thoughts there or advice?
Absolutely. So, there's the good thing for business owners, self-employed individuals, is that there's a lot of options. You can go the conventional government route where you're showing 2 years tax returns, and we're analyzing, that for income. But we also have, alternate document routes where you could just provide your 1099. We have a 1099 only program. There's bank statement only programs where it can take 12 to 24 months and just analyze your deposits over that time. And there's also a profit and loss program. There's so many options, which I think a lot of self-employed individuals do not know. It's something that holds them back from going after that home, is that they're nervous about the financing. They think it's, even though there may be a difference in down payments and some other numbers, it's really, open book for them.
Absolutely. The man, the myth, the legend, here today, spilling the tea on Gentleman Style Podcast Show. This is good, and this is absolutely necessary. What you do, you are the core principle. You protect not only the investor, but you also protect the individual from themselves. Prime example, a lot of people, they'll get that pre-approval letter from the bank, and the pre-approval will have a set number on it, right? And then you find that people go out and try and find real estate for that number. I think people should not max out that number, right? If you got pre-approved for $100,000, go get a $50,000 house. So that way you incur wiggle room and you have some breathing room in case finances go wonky or the economy goes wonky or things go wonky at your job. What are your thoughts on that pre-approval letter that people should take into account? Should I max out my pre-approval letter and go for the highest and best offer, or no?
So that's a very interesting question, and you have a very good point that maxing out that pre-approval it isn't always the best idea. It's when you're going through the home loan process, we have a lot of conversations. There's the main consultation, and we'll discuss about what is your goal, forgetting the ratios, forgetting the numbers. What do you want to spend a month? And based off what you tell me you want to spend a month, we'll work backwards to find you the program, and the numbers that fit that number that you're looking to spend.
Absolutely. What kind of programs are out there for individuals seeking their first home, and what kind of programs are there out for investors with your company?
Absolutely. So for first-time home buyers, there's some amazing programs. So not only the FHA is probably the most popular, it's the trending. You see it all on real estate social media. That's 3.5% down. There's home ready programs that actually have a little bit more guidelines and restrictions, but that as low as 3% down. The great thing about FHA is we pair them with grant programs in-house. So we have partial and full grants. So you can get a 2% grant where you're only coming down to the table with 1.5%. And we also have a full grant that takes care of the entire 3.5% down for FHA.
Ooh, we like that. We like that. That's dope. What about on the real estate side? Any grants, any money for us, or no? You said to forget you real estate investors.
So the investors, it's a different workaround for that. When it comes to that, we do have a fix and flip program that goes up to 100% financing.
Ooh.
So although it's, the terms may be different if you're a first-time investor versus if you're on your third or 30th, that option is still available. The numbers just have to work in your favor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Should I bring partners? Should I bring someone with the years of experience? Because you just said it, right? If I come by myself and it's my first deal, that's not appealing to someone, to your organization. But if I come with someone else and this is my partner, we open a company together and we're in partnership and we're taking this deal down together, and they have 20 plus years or 30 years of real estate investment experience. Can that help me?
Absolutely. So that's also something I would suggest as on a personal side is especially if you're in first investment, work with somebody who has the experience, who can give you that pathway. Jumping in, you're going to face a lot of things that you don't realize going into an investment. Even on a residential home, there's a lot of things that you don't realize go on in the day-to-day. So when it comes to the investment property, I would suggest personally, yes, work with somebody who has the experience, who can kind of lead the way, show you the boundaries, tell you what to avoid, what to look out for. But at the same time, if you are looking to move forward as an individual without any partners or additional help, that's something that we could also work with. So that doesn't disqualify you at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Ryan, killing it. Told y'all, a pure heart of gold. This is significant. I want to stay right here in the same breath, and I want to ask a question. What are some other good ways to protect ourselves from financial ruin? Does your financing company offer any insurance policies that I can buy? I think it's called PMI. Any insurance policies that I can buy to protect my investment or the bank's investment in this property? Or what about VA loans? Do you work with veterans on their VA loan programs or anything like that?
Absolutely. So to touch on the insurance first, so there are programs that do actually require private mortgage insurance, including conventional programs. That's going to be a great thing to have in place. When it comes to property insurance, we partner with a few other insurance companies that the thing about us is we don't want to force you into anything. Our biggest goal is to give you options. We do that across loan programs, and we're going to do that with our insurance as well. So we give you options with third-party insurance companies that we don't get kickbacks from. We just give you the options there. It's something that they know our guidelines, so it's real easy to refer people out to. So that's great for property insurance. We have renters insurance referrals. We have a whole bunch. When it comes to VA, we have an amazing VA department. Not only do we have an outstanding plethora of VA options and VA loans, but we also have a VA resource center that veterans and their families can go to see what kind of discounts they are eligible for outside of the world of real estate. So whether it be for groceries or other things, that website really is an intensive book for them to view.
Absolutely. This is the hard question. This is the curveball. This is the one that gets everybody, I think, and you can attest to it or not. Credit score. Credit score. Lord Almighty, the credit score is a bane in everyone's existence. I feel like everybody and their cousin is a credit karma expert, right? Everybody is fix your credit. I'm a credit restoration expert. I'm a credit guru. What kind of credit score should I be working towards before I come see you and before I go on the company website and book a consultation or an appointment?
So starting at the end of the question there. So I don't think there's a score that you should be aiming for before you come talk to us. The best thing to do is get into a consultation as quickly as possible. Get on the phone with us and just discuss it. Because there's so many options and there's so many different ways to proceed that it shouldn't be something holding you back from taking that first step. So it's something that we could always take that first step. Let's have a conversation, what you're trying to achieve, and then we could help you move forward from there. When it comes to credit score ideally, everyone's always looking for as high as possible. And one of the biggest misconceptions is Credit Karma, says one thing, but my mortgage credit report says something else. Mortgage credit, unfortunately, isn't always an exact reflection of consumer credit.
Yeah.
So all like going back, a bunch of different products have different guidelines and different requirements for credit, but there's also some workarounds and ways that we could rapid rescore. Is one of our hottest tools is that you come in with a score, let's say middle of the range, where you're not exactly where you want to be, or you really want to get to that next level. We have a rapid rescore program through our credit department. It'll read your credit score, tell you the few things that you need to do to really get it to the next step.
Absolutely. I love that. Is there any opportunity where you see, obviously, like you said, the higher the score, the better. Is there, and you're right, come as you are, right? And work on and have that conversation. You don't know what you don't know. And so not knowing is, I think, worse. It's like people with cancer, right? They don't go to the doctor. They don't get checked up. At least at least your company can arm people with knowledge so that you can go back and go get it worked on and go get it fixed. And then who knows? It might be something as simple as literally like some cell phone bill that you forgot to pay years ago. It could be really, really simple. And so that's super, super powerful. Mr. Ryan which credit bureau do you guys check? Or you check all three, or is there a specific one?
Yeah, so we do a tri-merge with all three bureaus. And in the mortgage industry, they use the middle score of the three. So whatever, we don't use the highest, the lowest, whatever one's in between is kind of the qualifying score that we would use.
Absolutely. This is perfect. So we touched on credit score, we touched on financing, we touched on real estate investing, and we touched on residential. Can you take a few minutes and walk us through that process and the process of what does a home loan process look like from start to finish?
Absolutely. So I think the first thing it starts with is deciding that you're ready, to move forward and purchasing a home, or even if it's something that you've slightly considered, if you're moving from rental to rental and you're realizing that I don't want to pay somebody else's mortgage, I want to start paying mine. The first thing you do is you give us a call. And you give multiple lenders a call. I don't want to say or try to, obviously I think we can give the best service. From what I've seen, we do give the best service. We give the best options at the best rates and terms from what I've seen. So the first step would be to book that consultation call, discuss your goals, see where you're currently standing. A consultation we don't charge for. It's completely free. We don't pull credit. We'll just have a conversation about where you are and where you want to go. And then from there, that's where we could really, lay the pavers out and make that playbook.
Absolutely. And that's powerful. Should I already have the house already picked out that I kind of want, or should I work with you first and then find the house later on?
So it goes in, we've seen it in so many different ways. We've seen people that they just open Zillow, Realtor.com, all these different websites on a whim, or they'll drive past something that they see for sale. And you know what, like, oh, now that sparks something in their mind that says now would be a great time to start that process. And that's when they give us a call. Other times they would give us a call not knowing what they want. And then they would go work with their, the real estate agent or realtor. So there's no set way to do it. Especially real estate agents and sellers would like to see you come to the table with when you're presenting an offer with that pre-qualification or pre-approval, just so they vet your, the financing behind it before they blindly accept your offer.
Absolutely. I told y'all. Look at that smiling face. Look at that face. Book an appointment, get on the website, check him out. Can you explain what this is? The fixed to rent home loans. Can you explain all of these actually? Can you give a brief synopsis of them?
Absolutely. So the fix and flip and fix to rent are very similar programs, and then a lot of the programs actually could work in either way. So it's when if you find a property that does need some repair and you believe that you can get it at a good price, rehab it, renovate it, and then sell it for a profit. That's where you would go for sell it or refinance it for a profit. That's where you would go with that fix to series. A lot of times we see investors either flip it for that quick cash or they'll refinance it and rent it. That's very popular is the BRRRR method, the buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. So they do that as that's a great way to establish a real estate portfolio, really grow it out and create that passive income. To the right there, you see the multifamily and commercial. That's, if you're looking for the word multifamily over just as a cap in the real estate world has changed as of recent. So it used to be anything 5 units and up. Now we're seeing up to different programs are including up to 8 units, up to family. It's changed in the sense where it used to be very strict that anything 5 units and up was considered multifamily. Now we're seeing programs and different lines consider multifamily as up to 8 units, up to 20 units. It can get really, depending on the property type, it can get really interesting and creative. In the sense of multifamily and commercial, there's a stabilized 30-year loan where it's ready to rent. You want to purchase it, refinance it. That's great. We also have a value add program where, similar to the fix and flip or fix to rent, the property does need some work, and you think you can come in, do that rehab, and bring it to that next level of value.
Love it, love it, love. So the multifamily program, you can actually kind of, if I find a commercial property that I want and it needs some repairs, you'll actually loan out in bits or pieces to fix the rehab property, so I can fix it up and own it and rent it.
Absolutely, yes.
Powerful, 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 powerful. This is incredible. This is necessary, right? This is the stuff that real estate investors struggle with. So this is a financial institution that is changing the game, changing the bar, and helping people do better. And so thank you for taking the time to walk us through that loan process. And so I there's a negative stigma around banks. Are you are you a loan officer for a bank? Is there a specific bank that you work for, or are you kind of like in partnership with several financial institutions? That's how you're able to come up with these deals.
Absolutely. So on the residential side, we are partnered with over 200 wholesale lines. So wow. We're direct to wholesale. These are wholesale funds and pretty much the cheapest funds you can get. You're not seeing the retail additives on top or the bank additives on top. It's direct to wholesale. And being that we have the over 200 lines that we can get, that we do a lot of business with, so we can get creative with them. We understand their guidelines, and they work with us to really release these programs that sometimes are unique to us. Sometimes are available, like the FHA 3.5% down is available to a lot, but our grants are in-house and great. So there's a lot of things we could do, especially on the residential. On the investment side, we have in-house funds. We manage funds. We also, what someone called broker, we're kind of correspondent just because we underwrite ourselves as well. So we do a little bit of everything in every sense of in the real estate financing world.
Powerful, powerful. What's the typical closing time, beginning to end, that you explained the process earlier? What's it going to take? About 30 days, 45 days?
So on the residential side, for primary residence, second home, it's often said to be 30 days. We're averaging right now about just under 3 weeks. So we're very efficient. We know what we need, and we make it very clear up front that, hey, listen, if you understand these documents, we'll give you the list. We're going to work with you. We're going to check in every day, and we're going to do everything in our power to help you to expedite those docs in, to make this process as efficient, as smooth, and as stress-free as possible.
Wow. Wow. That's fast. What are you guys using? You guys using AI in there? Is there any incorporation of artificial intelligence in your technology? How can I submit my loan documents and my application? Is it online? Is it on a website? Is it a portal? Do I have to mail them to you? Are you guys incorporating any kind of technology to help make things that quick? Because that's real quick.
Absolutely. So we're a nationwide company because we lend from coast to coast, and including the U.S. territories. We can't be everywhere all at once. So yes, we do use the online platforms. We have online applications. We do a lot with secure drop boxes and email and over the phone. A lot of times clients, if they want to sit down and have that consultation face to face, a Zoom call might be best. They get to see my face, I get to see theirs, and it's a much more comfortable process. In terms of the application process, we are slowly, and in some other cases not so slowly, implementing AI. Although it's something I'm a little here or there about. It's something that's coming, and that we understand that the technology has to be put in place to keep up with everybody else.
Absolutely. What are some tips? Can someone find the right loan program for their situation? How can someone choose the right program? Any tips or suggestions there?
That all starts with a conversation, and is what I would say. It starts with a conversation about the goals. We'll lay it out for you, whether you're looking for the lowest rate, the lowest down payment, whatever it may be. We could juggle those factors and really put you in the scenario that's best for you. And getting those options, it's something that my biggest tip to somebody who's talking to a financing professional is be as transparent as possible. If there's information about your financial history that you do not want to really disclose up front, you feel a little uncomfortable about it. When it comes, down the line of the underwriting and processing system, it's going to be disclosed, and it may cause an obstacle or a hiccup in that timeline that we could have really ironed out in the front end of things.
Had it been said, so you're saying just be transparent because you guys are going to find it anyway, right?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, our specialty is the complex deals. We get a lot of clients who other lenders cannot execute and cannot get their deal closed, and they're coming to us for that last minute savior and that little bit of a Hail Mary, and we get it done.
So who's your biggest referral? Is it individuals? Is it real estate investors? Is it realtors and real estate brokers? Who typically sends you clients the most?
I would say it's real estate agents and word of mouth on the investor side. We work with a lot of real estate agents, and when once they see that our ability to really get to that finish line and capitalize on the deals they send and make it something so they have a surety of execution, that really brings agents into us and makes them happy to use us as a referral fee or a referral source rather. So it's a great scenario. We love working with agents. We love working with brokers, and we have the ability to work with everybody.
Love it. Speaking of working with everybody, we gotta go to a quick commercial break, y'all. We gotta pay some bills. You guys don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a reliable, professional trucking and logistics service, you've come to the right place. Musa Trucking is a veteran-owned and operated premier transportation provider that can help with all of your trucking and logistics needs. Musa is revolutionizing the trucking industry through strategic partnerships, the development of core personnel, and the use of cutting-edge technology. Our inventory system ensures that cargo ends up divided into the right trucks and reaching the correct destination. Our drivers are dedicated to transporting goods efficiently and safely. Contact us today to get started by visiting the website on the screen or by calling 757-756-5246.
I'm Marcus Norman, bringing fresh vibes to hot topics surrounding culture, relationships, business, finance, sex, dating, faith, and everything in between. Whether you're into passive income opportunities, trending topics and useful relationship tips, or dynamic guest speakers, there's something for everyone. You can expect all that and more every week. If you're down with this content, then consider joining our growing community by subscribing to Gentleman Style Podcast and smash the bell to get on our VIP list. Your support means the world. Thanks for watching. Link to my channel.
Hey guys, this is your boy Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and we are here in Patrick Henry Mall, Newport News, Virginia. We're actually here for something unique just inside. Something new, brand new that we want to explore together. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Hey boss. Heard you were an athlete, man. See you at the mall every day. We are at Patrick Henry Mall, living up, and we are talking about CBD. But first off, the normal thing that we all deal with is joint pain, back pain, suffer from everything.
Neck pain too.
Neck pain? You got some neck pain?
All the time, man. I'm getting up in age, you know what I'm saying? We're not young no more.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Bruh, CBD helps with the exact same thing. Neck pain, back pain, joint pain, all the pains, everywhere pain, right? And so that's what CBD does. That's what we're here to help you and me do. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
All right.
CBD is one of the most powerful cannabinoids because all it's focused on is the health and wellness. We're talking helping people with anxiety, depression, insomnia, sleep deprivation, all provided. CBD works with the natural mechanics of your body without the crazy side effects of Western medicine. So these products are here to actually align your body and get it back right so we can actually have a better quality of life. And that's what CBD does. Back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And if you missed any of this incredible talent, this man, Mr. Ryan Thaler, he's the vice president of forgive me, forgive me, their company, CambridgeHomeLoan.com. Forgive me. I was brain farting right there. But he is a vice president, killing the game. He looks 22, which he is, but he looks very, very young, and he's killing the absolute game. He's just given some insight of how he's helping first-time home buyers, real estate investors, senior real estate investors, brand new real estate investors get their first real estate deal, their second real estate deal, and commercial lending. And he is killing the game. He is the highest referral source and a well-known referral source for realtors and real estate brokers. And he services the entire United States, even its territories. And that I'm from the Virgin Islands. Does that mean I can get a loan in the U.S. Virgin Islands?
Yes. Absolutely.
What? So that's big, y'all. So for my Virgin Islands people, if you guys ready to refinance, can you do refinances as well?
Yes.
What's the interest rates falling right now in the market? What are the interest rates you're seeing in this time?
It all depends on the property type and
Sure.
the specific scenarios. So I can't speak exactly to a certain interest rate.
Sure.
So it really is depending if it's your primary residence, if it's your second home, investment property, commercial. A lot of those have a very wide range of rates.
I want to speak to real estate agents and business owners, right? How do you help agents grow their business through your financing options?
Absolutely. So it's especially for agents. It's my biggest thing is finding the right lending partner and the financing partner, which I say Cambridge is the one-stop shop for all of your financing needs. When agents utilize the resources that we have, they're able to market to new clients. They're able to find clients that they thought they wouldn't be able to get into a home. They're able to give them an option to get the financing to make it possible for them. So it's not only something that they could do to help their clients, but really grow their business and reach different areas. We help a lot of real estate agents, escape the confines of residential and into that retail, commercial, and investment space.
Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is here to stay. It's no longer a fad. A lot of people speculated that it was kind of a trend that may go away. Well, it's been here for some time. And so do you feel, this is a personal question, it's not necessarily speaking to you, but you're high up and you're high level in Cambridge. And so do you find in the future that one day Cambridge could be accepting Bitcoin or people buying real estate with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies buying real estate? Do you see that down the line coming or no?
Absolutely. It's already happened.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. So, I mean, it all comes down to, it does convert to the US dollar at closing. But I've worked with many clients who have shown their cryptocurrency for reserves, and they were able to liquidate it at closing to pay down payments and other closing costs. But yes, absolutely.
So you guys did the calculations beforehand. How did you know, because Bitcoin fluctuates? How did you know what it was going to be at closing if they were going to have enough?
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, so we know what the cost is going to be. So
Okay.
the down payment plus closing costs. When it comes to the conversion rate from Bitcoin to US dollar, that's really on the borrower, the client, the individual themselves to really decide, like, hey, Bitcoin's at a high this week. Maybe I should pull out now because I'm closing next week, or should I do it at the closing table? It really, I mean, in that sense, is it's kind of similar to investing. It's a gamble. So
makes sense. So you're saying they sell the prior to closing. They sell it, liquidate the Bitcoin, and then present it and then wire transfer it in or pay it out at closing. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's powerful. Man. That's huge. We are there. Don't let Elon Musk get a hold of this. he's coming for you. This is big. If someone's deal is falling apart due to financing, what should they do next? Should they talk to your company? Should they talk to the real estate agent? Are there any tips or tricks or hacks if the real estate deal is falling apart? A prime example is sometimes when you got the property locked in. I'm a real estate investor. I got the property locked in. I got the contract signed, and all of a sudden, the investor that was partnering with me, who had the years of credit history and the years of experience, pulls out of the deal. Are there any options for someone like that?
Absolutely. I mean, so it's one thing I do have to say is, I mean, in a case like that where you have a partner or an additional investor decides not to move forward with you, we do have that first-time investor program. We do have some programs for that we could fit you into. Additionally speaking, if you're working with a lender that an obstacle comes up and they're not on top of it, their financing partner that isn't in that constant communication with you, isn't identifying those or seeing those issues, coming up the road, and they're not all over it to help you, then I think it might be time to find a new financing partner.
Absolutely. If you could change anything about the finance industry, what would it be? You personally?
Yes, I mean, I think we mentioned it earlier that banks, lenders, finance individuals, when it comes to the client, we get a bad rap. I can't speak on other companies and other individuals, but when it comes down to myself as well as everybody at Cambridge, our number one goal is to put the client, whether it be a first-time home buyer, second-time home buyer, or investor of all levels, we want to put them in the best situation, because that ultimately is what helps them, brings them back to us, and it's a constant cycle of business. We're not looking for one and done deals. We're looking to create relationships and really not only grow as a company to help more people, but grow individuals so they're able to continue doing business and put themselves in a better financial position.
That's absolutely big. You have given so many nuggets and shared so many tips. I feel like the finance industry is intimidating, right? A $200,000, $300,000 house is intimidating, right? To go after. I remember the first time I was buying my first house. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mrs. Thaler. I skated out. I disappeared. I got scared because the loan officer sent all those documents. I had to electronically sign them, and it was pages after pages after pages after pages, and I just got scared. I'm like signing a document that's saying I'm buying a $200,000 home, and I was like freaking out. Like I did the walkthrough and did the tour. What would you say to that young individual, that young girl, that young boy who is on the fence and they don't know if they should go for it? Any advice or any encouragement you want to share to that young boy, that young girl out in the audience watching you now?
Absolutely. So, a home for most people is the single largest asset you will purchase and you will have in your portfolio in your life. So it's one of the single largest assets. So obviously it's going to be a little nerve-wracking. It's going to be a little intimidating, but really having that conversation, having the understanding and seeing it on paper that, hey, listen, this is where I'm at now. This is something I can afford. This is something I know I can grow, put equity into, and putting me in a position where it's not like we were talking about earlier as well. It's you're not stretching your money thin to afford this home. It's something that you're comfortable in. It's going to help you, your future, your net worth. It's something absolutely worth doing. A home is being a single greatest asset, and being that scary. It's scary for a reason, because it has so much upside and it can really help you as an individual.
Absolutely. The American dream is not dead, y'all. You can do this. You can own a home. You can invest in real estate. You can do it all. You can do it all. This has been an epic conversation. Mr. Ryan, you have shared so many nuggets, sir. Have you written a book? Do you have a book out?
I do not. No, maybe it's something I should start working on though.
Why? Why not, sir? Oh my gosh. You gotta get on that. That's huge. Significant. Another round of applause for Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, the train has left the station, but it's not too late for other people to hop on board and connect with you. How can people connect with you? How can people find you? How can people get out how the real estate agents can connect with you? How can people get a hold of you and your team? They got a real estate investment deal that's on the line and it's falling apart and they need a savior. How can people find you?
Absolutely. I mean, so visit our website directly. It could be with CambridgeHomeloan.com or CambridgeCapital.org. Those are the company websites. Any /Ryan-Thaler, my first dash, my last name. We'll bring you to my personal page. We'll give you the options to the applications as well as my personal contact information. In addition to that, on social media, on Instagram, I'm at RyanThaler.re for real estate. And you can really see, some products. You can see some highlights. You can see some program deals. And whether you DM me on social media, my email, phone number, whatever it may be, I'll be sure to be right on top of your deal.
So that's not a bot, that's not a robot responding. That's actually you on Instagram.
Yeah, it's actually me on Instagram. I manage all my stuff. Yes.
That's super dope. Get connected, y'all. Y'all get going. It's not too late to get on board with real estate. Hop on board. And for our audio listeners, that's www.CambridgeHomeloan.com /Ryan Thaler, Ryan-Thaler / for our audio listeners. All right, y'all. We got to let this incredible man go. He has many more loans to close. He has many more people to help. And he has many more real estate investors and first-time home buyers to get across the finish line. So like we end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always, always take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and the incredible Mr. Ryan Thaler, signing off. Love you guys. Bye.